Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to my series of the My Team career in F1 24. We're beginning off in Bahrain, so let's get right into qualifying. Let's see how well we do.
Well, as the sun goes down, the speeds go up. It's almost time to get underway for this shootout for the fastest time and the best possible grid position for tomorrow's race. Let's get on with it. It's qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
So here I am out for my lap. Now, for the first two races that I've already recorded, I do have one shot qualifying. I'm not really sure if that's what I'm going to keep or not, but I just wanted to make qualifying go past quickly so I can focus on a 50% race, because when I last recorded the My Team career, I always kind of thought that the 25% races were just not enough for action or strategy to make a big play and impact onto the race. So I thought, why not just get past qualifying, you know, one chance to get it right. If not, then you just fail, and then just focus on the 50% race, which is what I might keep to. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll see after the first two races. Now, another fact is that I'm just kind of experimenting with the audio settings. As you can see, as you can hear, I am running the kind of driver helmet audio, so it's not like the broadcast thing, so you can't really hear the car too much. It's kind of like you are in the helmet as a driver. Now I think I might move that onto the kind of like the broadcast mix, because I think that just sounds a little bit nicer for kind of in terms of a video, because you know, when you're actually racing it does sound nice, but looking back at it, it just kind of seems a little bit quiet and maybe not too nice, but I guess we'll see that as well. Now, as we get across the line in a second, we will see that we are last. And another thing is that I don't really know why, but my name just kind of is default player. I have changed that for the second video, which I recorded after this, so that is fine, fixed afterwards. But as we can see, Lando Norris on pole, with Max Verstappen in second place and Carlos Sainz in third.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round one of this year's Formula One World Championship. We go racing today around the 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Tsunoda, Ocon, Gasly, Ricciardo, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Albon, Magnussen, Bottas, Joe, Sargent, Vesti, and Red. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Now, Ant, as much as I like testing, and I do love testing, and I've really enjoyed the build-up here and all the speculation, I really want to see some action. And finally today, we get some proper action on the track.
You're going to definitely see action, Crofty. Everyone's G'd up for this one. They've done the testing, like you say. The drivers will be revving inside, heart rates going, trying to burst out their chest at this moment. With that anticipation, who's got the speed? We're going to learn now, once and for all.
So here we are lined up right at the back in our red sprint racing car, carried over the name from the other series. Now it's lights out and away we go as we start next to our teammate, Frederick Vesti. Now, it was just the best drive I could pick, and I think the most expensive as well. So hopefully Vesti, along with us, can score some points in this opening season, which is a 10-race season. Now, I did this just to kind of speed things along, you know, get as much seasons out as possible, and I guess we'll see how that works. But yes, starting off in Bahrain, and we are going to see that this car isn't the best, and hopefully we can upgrade quite quickly because it's pretty much undrivable at the start in this race and the second race. Now, if I was meant to describe it, I would just say that when you go on power and turn one way, it's like about a half a second after you go on power, there's just rocket boosters shooting out the opposite way of where you're turning, and you just lose the back instantly, which isn't nice. Very hard to control, and the AI setting, or the AI kind of difficulty, I've put onto 95 because that's just kind of similar to where I played before, as we get a warning for exceeded track limits. Now I actually do have the track limits violations up on realistic, so we are going to see a difference. I just wanted to make this, as kind of realistic but fun as possible, and you are going to see that we might get a couple penalties along the way, but that is just part of the action. But as we can see over here, 95 AI rated, and we are already a second behind our teammate on after the first lap, which isn't ideal. So we have to work on that because I haven't really played that much Formula 1 over since the last time I recorded Formula 1. I did play like some multiplayer and stuff, but the AI rating is always just so hard to kind of get. But I want to stick at 95 for now. Maybe I'll move it up when we finally catch up to the AI. But going on from lap 3 to 4, Kevin Magnussen in the Haas finally overtakes us back. Our soft tyres are just slowly going off with, our large fuel load, and the hard tyres on the Haas are just faring better after these couple of laps. But I still try and fight back to try and get past the Haas, and as you can see over here, I just basically have no control over the car, as I just try my best to keep it on the track, but as you can see over here, it's just quite difficult, and that is just going to be the kind of thing that keeps popping up in this race and the next race that I've already have recorded, because I kind of know, but let's not spoil too much. Now back to P22, as we said, as Kevin Magnussen gets past us. Moving on to lap 5, as you can see, all nearly spun around over there, just losing more time. It's lap 5 and we are already 3 seconds behind our teammate, who is in a DRS train. So our the DRS train in this race is moving along faster than we are in clean air, with all the space on track that we would need. And you're going to see Kevin Magnussen pull away from us very quickly, as we just don't have control over the car, to be honest, at the start over here. As we can see on lap 6 over here, the leading drivers, as you can see on the minimap, are just so far away that we just have no chance for anything. As on lap 6 we get a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, and as you can see over here, still undrivable. As we skip on to lap 7, what is going to happen over here? Going around the corner, flat foot to the floor, and yup, just a little bit too fast with kind of older tyres, and we spin. So, we were already about 3-4 seconds behind the drivers in front of us. Now we are 15 seconds behind our teammate Frederick Vesti, already on lap 7. So this is pretty much a race to forget. We are a new team. I did set it so that we are like beginners. We are just coming into the kind of game. I think it's much more enjoyable that way, just kind of see your team build up and then finally get to winning races and then championships. But at the start it is painful. But we are going to see how well this really nice looking Red Bull racing car gets along the way, and hopefully by the end of the points, I just want to by the end of the season, I want to be regularly fighting for points. I think that is just the target. I think that would just be really nice if we do get to a point like that at the end of this 10 race season. I guess we're going to see where that kind of happens, because we are going to see in this race, well, we were already 40 seconds behind the people in front of us. They haven't pitted yet, but we have already, and still a very far ways away from anyone as we go on to lap 10, and we can see the people in front of us have already pitted, and we are still 16 seconds behind our teammate. But yes, let's just focus on ourselves now. I was just trying the hardest, just to kind of get into a rhythm, which was really hard because every single corner I took the car just snapped. But sometimes I kind of got into a rhythm for 2 or 3 laps or something, and then stuff like this happened, the 3-second penalty. So, you know, we are already 25 seconds behind, plus the 6 seconds, which is quite far away, as we nearly spin once again in the same corner. Yellow flags up for us over there, going slowly. But yes, I hope this actually looks nice, because I have the game on full settings, minus the RTX, ray tracing, all of that stuff, just full kind of ultra settings, minus that. So I guess for me it looks nice in game. Of course, recording then YouTube might mess it up, but I hope it looks half as good as it did when I was playing and recording. Now, as we can see over here, 6 seconds to Vesti, as he did pit kind of before I did, because I wanted to do a longer stint on the hards to kind of get a smaller stint on the softs at the end, so we don't ruin them too much and just lose time right towards the end. But that just means that we are still quite far away from anyone, but still pushing forwards onto lap 21, hoping for more as we kind of start to warm up our tyres over here. And on lap 23 going on to 24, we get across the line for a personal best over there. So, you know, towards the end, when we were low on fuel, the car was actually fairly drivable. You know, there's still the weird kind of rocket propelled kind of back, just kept sliding on to the other side from where I was trying to end up going. But you know, towards the end we did get fairly okay. As we can see, towards the end of lap 24 over here, we do get blue flagged. We are going to just about to get lapped by Lando Norris over here, who is leading the race. As you know, as we can see, the previous lap was a 1:33.7, and then this lap was a 1:35.3 or something. So it varied lap to lap by pace. You know, I got a lap well, did it, and now as we can see over here, I'm just trying to catch up to Norris, just kind of get some slipstream along the way, so we just kind of get a better lap time over here. But as we can see, just making mistakes where we shouldn't be making mistakes, as we can see over here. Another half spin over there, losing another 3 or 4 seconds as we have to lift off to let Fernando Alonso in the Aston Martin through, who is in 3rd place currently. Now, I do have the driving tags off. I'm not really sure if I'm going to turn them on. I think I will, because it just kind of makes it easier to see who is actually passing me when I'm getting lapped, which might probably happen in the first few races. But as we can see, a couple corners and the leading pair are just so far away already. I mean, we are already out of DRS range after being behind Fernando Alonso for like, what, 3 corners or something, which is absolutely bad. We let the Ferrari through of Leclerc, I think, was in front of Sainz, or maybe it was Sainz, I'm not really sure. I definitely have to turn the driver tags back on to actually know what I'm commentating on during the race afterwards. But yes, as you can see, you're slowly slipping further and further away. Lap 27, the end of lap 27, we are just about to get passed by the other Ferrari, as I wanted to keep on power. I wanted to get out, you know, as far and quickly away as possible to kind of, you know, get momentum, get a good lap. As you can see, this lap just now was a 1:37. It just kept getting worse and worse, and the tyre wear that we have on this is just absolutely tragic. Towards the start, the first 2 laps maybe were fine, but then it went really steeply downhill, and on lap 28 we actually pass Esteban Ocon as the Alpine's reliability lets the Frenchman down, and that means we aren't going to finish last in our first race. But is that any good? Not really, because we are 38 seconds behind our teammate with a 6-second penalty as well, and the tyre wear that we have on this is just so bad that this car is pretty much undrivable. But because of course we got lapped, so that means we are going to finish a lap quicker than we should have. Lando Norris wins, and we somehow managed to make our way to the flag, to the finish, as we finish our first race with a pretty tragic 21st place.
checkered flag, and our winner has Landoed. It's Lando Norris for victory.
It's always great to kick off the season with a race victory. You hit the ground running, and it's really good for your confidence as well moving forward. It's so important to set off on the right footing, and that's exactly what they've been able to achieve today.
As the winners make their way up to the podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight. Congratulations to everyone on the team, securing the win and proving that they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
So as we can see over here, Lando Norris wins the race with Max Verstappen in second place, picking up the fastest lap, and Fernando Alonso finishing in third. Good points around for pretty much everyone, I guess everyone in the top 10, not for us. Hopefully we can fight back and get up to the winning positions as quickly as possible. But for now, that is good. So if you guys enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.